Welcome back to Inside Games, the only gaming news show brave enough to say that the Steam Machine is paying tribute to the Xbox 360 in the worst way possible.
Oh, we wanted to go back to the past because we wanted discs, not because we wanted our consoles melting down. Damn. Yeah, unfortunately, redlining Steam machines aren't the only tale of intrigue we have for y'all in this week's Inside Games Roundup. Suicide Squad developers have had their sparkle dulled by working on a multiplayer service game. A Baldur's Gate 3 developer defends physical game releases, and we might get another Metroid game. Metroid, Bruce, you love Metroid.
I mean, I guess in theory I love Metroid. It sounds like a lot of bad news, but mixed with some brief rays of hope, which is also the perfect description for Inside Games' own Brian Garr. Brian, what's going on with these Steam machines?
Metroid.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We'll get to it in a second. But first, yes, let's talk about a hardware failure that has already popped up for this new Steam machine, and gamers are calling it, you guessed it, the red line of death. A Reddit user named Me Hill shared a photo showing a red LED light on the front of the console, and according to Valve's Steam support documentation, that specific light pattern they were describing apparently indicated a GPU failure.
The post quickly led commenters to compare it to the Xbox 360's infamous red ring of death. The user said the system failed almost immediately after they got it up and running.
Oh, geez. Oh, that's bad. Mihill wrote, quote, got 5 minutes of No Man's Sky in, then I installed the update the machine had available, and it bricked itself.
Yeah, and despite the experience, they told people still waiting for their Steam machines not to panic. They put, if you're still in the queue, look on the bright side. They're presumably going to iron this crap out.
I guess, yeah. Rough choice of words there for people that were throwing their Xbox 360s in the oven trying to get them to work again, yeah. Another Reddit user, Navawan, joked, thank you for beta testing for the rest of us.
Oh, but it may have a happy ending here. Mihill followed up with this. I left it unplugged overnight, plugged it back in today to try some of the BIOS stuff that other people suggested, and it booted up immediately without issue. I don't know if that's good.
Mysteriously appearing and disappearing PC issues. I guess they're synonymous with the platform, so welcome to PC gaming, everyone. But that is still not great. And again, if we're going for console form factor and console ease of use, the one thing you hope a console will do is turn on.
That is a pretty basic console issue, yeah. Hopefully it's... That sounds terrifying, though. You spent $2,000 or whatever it costs. Oh. All right, let's move on and talk about Suicide Squad, something you really don't hear much of these days. But two former senior developers behind Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League say that the game's troubled development left them so burned out they walked away from Rocksteady to start over as indie devs.
Wow. Speaking to Bloomberg, former game director Axel Ridby said the project gradually shifted from making a fun game to chasing business metrics as development dragged on through multiple delays.
Ridby said, quote, that's when I started feeling like I wasn't making games anymore. I was following a spreadsheet, some elusive marketing analysis spreadsheet that no one could present clearly.
Yeah, Ridby said Warner Brothers executives increasingly focused on questions like how features could reach more players and become more replayable as the game's budget ballooned.
Yeah, that was the quote I saw often, was like, how do we make these features more replayable? And I was like, bleh, yuck. I don't like, and that's disgusting. Former associate design director Johnny Armstrong said the studio, best known for its single-player Batman Arkham games, struggled with this transition to a live service multiplayer shooter. He said, quote, it was a big culture shift.
Yeah, I think we felt that too after playing Suicide Squad. After more than 7 years in development, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League launched in 2024 to poor reviews and disappointing sales. Warner later reported a $200 million loss on the game.
Yeah, following the game's release, both developers left Rocksteady. They're now working together on an indie RPG deck builder called Secret of Circadia.
Hopefully that'll let them get their sparkle back. I don't know if the world's thirsting for another indie RPG deck builder, but boy, do I wish them all the best.
I was going to say, that's like game dev heaven, is when you go do an indie studio and make a deck builder. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's more they just get to go and have fun, and hopefully they have fun. Also, very famously, both Lawrence and I really liked Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We played it and enjoyed it. I always thought people were too harsh on it, but there's a $200 million loss on it, so there you go.
Yeah, and I can't pretend like I don't get it, especially with everybody making multiplayer service shooters, and then the one studio who makes the best single-player game ever making this other thing that's not what anyone wants, what no one asked for. And like the developers themselves said, it's just making according to a spreadsheet. And I think the players felt that. And we're pretty exhausted of it in 24, extra exhausted of it now.
All right, now let's talk about something less controversial. Sony's push toward an all-digital future, which everyone is just holding hands and singing Kumbaya about. Just kidding. It is really pissing off players, and some game devs are pretty disappointed too.
Yeah, following Sony's announcement that it plans to phase out physical PlayStation game releases, Larian Studios head of publishing Michael Dowse was bummed about what it could mean for future collector's editions like Baldur's Gate 3's Deluxe Edition.
Yeah, the physical edition of Baldur's Gate 3 launched after the game's digital release and included the full game on a disc, what a concept, bonus content, and physical collectibles.
Dowse said that putting all that together wasn't cheap. He said on X, "This was both my pride and, quite literally, joy." And then he added in a follow-up post, "Yes, this costs silly money to produce. Yes, this is for a niche audience, but it's fucking cool and made people happy." And that really sums up physical releases, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Also, they had shitloads of money from the digital release to do this, so turns out they could take a loss on the physical release. Dowse also said he'd like to see Sony leave the door open for physical collector's editions. I think most of us would like to see that, even if the broader industry moves to digital-only releases.
Meanwhile, the backlash to Sony's no new physical games announcement continues. Where else but change.org can you see the proletariat in action? There's a change.org petition called "Don't Kill the Disc." Tells Sony to keep physical PlayStation games. It has garnered more than 46,000 signatures. I mean, that's not much for a change.org petition, especially for how angry a lot of people are. So I'm not saying that signing the change.org petition is going to change the rivers of fate here, but I expected to see a little healthier number there. I mean, we're not talking Valco numbers, right? I love comparing these two things.
That's right. You pointed out it had the Bring Valco Back has more than 89,000 signatures. So this is why physical games are dying here, guys. That's what we were saying before, like before we started recording, that like we've been warning about this for years. Physical media is like the climate change of video games. Like the warning signs have been there, and now it's here and we're fucked.
Hey, and I'll say this, the out of all these platforms, the one that could feasibly continue to get actual full physical releases, PC.
And finally, and most importantly, guys, a new Metroid game may have leaked before Nintendo was ready to announce it. The best time to leak anything.
According to Universo Nintendo, Brazil's Ministry of Justice and Public Security briefly listed a game called Metroid Ravenous on its ratings website before quickly removing it.
Thank you, Brazil. Also, sick title. Really awesome. But yeah, the site's editor got a screenshot before the listing disappeared. The only detail included was a 2026 production year.
But, you know, if it is legit, it probably isn't another first-person Metroid Prime game. Because given how long, if you think about it, it took Prime 4 to develop, it's considered much more likely that Metroid Ravenous, yes, agreed, sick title, would be a new 2.5D side-scroller, especially considering Metroid Dread, launched 5 years ago, did really well. That's enough time in between, maybe coming soon.
Yeah, that possibility is interesting because developer Mercury Steam, the studio behind Metroid Dread, revealed in 2023 that it was working on 2 large, unannounced projects.
Yeah, one of those mysterious projects eventually became Blades of Fire, which released last year, but the second project hasn't been revealed. And these days, the way Nintendo markets stuff, I think it's pretty feasible that they could announce and release a Metroid game in the span of about 2 months. They keep their marketing windows real short and typically always laser focused on the next big game. So we've just exited Star Fox, really, and the marketing window for that was crazy short. So who knows? There's been rumblings that Nintendo has a pretty good software lineup for the rest of this year and the next year. I could see Metroid being one of them. But then again, Metroid's not one of their big sellers. That's one of their core market titles. But hey, I'm in the core, and I love playing Metroid games. So bring it on. Bring on Samus at Old Country Buffet, Ravenous. Although she's like some kind of like trans-dimensional mega figure now. She's not even human anymore. Who knows what's going on? So we'll see. She's just going to turn into a ball of light. I guess she does that whenever she morphs into a ball anyway. I'm rambling.
Maybe this is like, it'll be Metroid alternate century rather than the Universal century. We just have a split timeline.
Yeah, reboot.
All right, let's do a 5-second review. Okay, it's the Steam Summer Sale, so I wanted to find a good bargain for you guys, and that bargain is my friend Pedro. It is a super fun Devolver game. It's basically John Wick, where a banana's involved also. It is $4 right now. Well worth your time if you haven't played it.
And on that note, why pay for games when you can get them for free? Inside Games is always on your side, saving you some money. Here are the free games you can scoop up this week. Good Old Games is giving away Nexus: The Jupiter Incident. I weirdly remember trying to play that game back in 2004. Epic, as usual, has a few games to give away this week. Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is available for free. And then also River City Girls 2. So that's an interesting double feature for your Independence Day weekend.
Xbox console players can check out a more American game, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, for free until Monday, July 6th, because giant Michael Rooker is absolutely American. And then, of course, Diablo 4 until Tuesday, July 7th. Let's move on to the upcoming games for this week. First up, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. The iconic solo pirate adventure returns. Sail the Caribbean as Edward Kenway during the golden age of piracy in this faithfully enhanced remake featuring stunning visuals, upgraded gameplay, and new content. Comes to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on July 9th.
Backyard Baseball. The arcade-style classic is back and it's leveling up with enhanced gameplay, new game modes, and all the humor and charm of the original. This is Backyard Baseball like it was always meant to be played. Wishlist now for opening day on July 9th. Are you ready to play like a kid again? And I love the subscription. It comes to PC, Mac, and modern consoles July 9th.
Bizarre. All right. Next up, College Football 27. Step into the modern era of college football where personal ambition meets program pride. Balance expectations, identity, okay, and everything Saturday demands while immersed in traditions and pageantry of game day. College Football 27 comes to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on July 9th.
Up next is Echoes of Aincrad. Step into Aincrad, a world of beauty and danger where every battle could be your last in Aincrad. Create your hero, choose your gear, and master combat by building synergy with your partner, leveling up, and unlocking special abilities to expand your horizons. You guessed it, in Aincrad. It comes to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on July 10th.
And last but not least, it's finally out, Pal World. Fight, farm, build, and work along mysterious, legally distinct creatures called pals in this completely new multiplayer open world survival and crafting game. It comes to the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and the Switch 2 when hell freezes over, July 10th.
Thank you very much for being our pals and watching Inside Games. We really love making this show, and we only get to because you choose to watch. So thanks for doing that. We hope you all have a great holiday weekend if you're celebrating any particular holiday this weekend. We also owe an especially freedom-loving thank you to our direct supporters that sent us some cash via Patreon. So thank you very much, Hero of Nern. I'll give a salute. Hero of Nern, Rook, and Tito007. Thank you very much for your service. Stay brave in the games, and we'll see you next time on Inside Games.